Magandang araw mga ka-forever! Smile lang tayo dyan kasi life is good as well as the day. Wednesday morning sa inyong lahat, August 3, 2016. Salamat sa patuloy na panonood sa amin online. Tuloy-tuloy lang ang pagbibigay namin sa inyo ng accurate weather report and updated science and technology news. Kasi kayong aming ka-forever. Ako po si Jel Miranda at ito ang DOSTv, your newest and most comprehensive real-time authority on the latest weather updates. Plus, may bit-bit pa kami mga science and technology news. Dahil weather lang ang laging nandyan, tag-araw man o tag-ulan, hindi nang iiwan kahit sino ka man. Remember that folks, it's DOSTv, reporting live from Pag-asa Weather and Flood Forecasting Center. Ang DOSTv ay mapapanood ninyo Mondays to Fridays, 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Dito lang sa www.dostv.ph. At live na rin po tayo sa Facebook at facebook.com/dostvph. Kaya naman makasabay na rin sa live streaming namin. May good news tayo straight from the space. Alamin kung ano nga ba ito. At abangan din ang aming pinakabagong docu na handog namin para lang sa inyo mga ka-forever. Plus, level up ang saya dahil hindi pa rin natatapos ang fun and learning as we bring you additional footages ng aming NSTW coverage na dito nyo lang mapapanood. And to start things rolling, kumustahin natin ang magiging lagay ng panahon sa araw na ito. Ito ng ating Pag-asa correspondent, Miss Lordin de la Cruz. Miss Lordin, ano po ang weather natin for today?
Magandang umaga din po sa iyo, Miss Jel, at sa lahat pa ng viewers ng DOSTv. Update po muna tayo sa magiging lagay ng ating panahon ngayong araw ng Miyerkules. Bagamat wala po tayong LPA o low pressure area na minomonitor ngayon inside the Philippine Area of Responsibility, ito pong southwest monsoon o yung hanging habagat ay patuloy pa rin nakakaapekto sa kanlurang bahagi ng Luzon, kaya't asahan po natin na sa mga rehiyon ng Ilocos, kasama dyan ng mga lalawigan ng Zambales at Bataan, at maging ang Occidental Mindoro at Palawan ay magiging maulap po sa araw na ito na may dalang mahina hanggang sa katamtamang mga pagulan at pagkidlat pagkulog. Kung titingnan po natin sa ating latest himawari image, makikita po natin na sa Luzon, aside po sa mga nabanggit ko na lugar kung saan ay inaasahan po natin ng mga paulan sa araw na ito, sa Kamaynilaan naman at sa natitirang bahagi pa ng Luzon ay general fair weather naman po tayo. Although hindi po natin inaalis ang mga tsansa ng mga pulupulong mga pagulan o pagkidlat pagkulog, lalo na po sa hapon at sa gabi. Tingnan po muna natin ang magiging temperature forecast o ang temperature forecast natin sa araw na ito sa ilang mga lugar sa Luzon. Sa Kamaynilaan, specifically, ang magiging agwat ng temperatura ay mula sa 25 hanggang sa 33 degrees Celsius. Sa Subic naman po ay aasahan natin magiging 25 hanggang sa 32 ang magiging temperature forecast. At sa Puerto Princesa ay mula sa 25 hanggang sa 29 degrees Celsius. Tingnan naman po natin ang Visayas at ang Mindanao, ang magiging forecast po natin doon. Kung makikita po natin sa ating latest himawari image, ay generally fair weather naman po tayo. Although doon sa eastern region or sa silangang bahagi ng Mindanao, specifically sa Caraga at sa Davao region, ay magiging bahagyang maulap hanggang sa kuminsan ay maulap po tayo doon. Gawa po ng mga kaulapan na nakikita natin sa ating satellite ngayon. Punta naman tayo sa magiging temperature forecast sa ilang bahagi sa Visayas at Mindanao. Specifically sa Metro Cebu ay mula sa 26 hanggang sa 32 degrees Celsius. Sa Tacloban naman ay mula sa 26 hanggang sa 33 degrees Celsius. Sa Davao po ay mula sa 26 hanggang sa 33 degrees Celsius, habang sa Zamboanga ay mula sa 24 hanggang sa 33 degrees Celsius. Sa ngayon po ay nakataas pa rin ang ating gale warning sa ilang bahagi ng ating mga baybaying dagat. Nakataas po ang ating gale warning doon sa Hilaga at sa kanlurang mga baybaying dagat ng Luzon at sa ilang mga baybaying dagat sa Southern Luzon, specifically po sa Mindoro at sa Palawan. Kaya sa mga nasabi ko pong lugar ay hindi po muna pinapayagan ng Philippine Coast Guard na pumalaot ang ating mga kababayang mangingisda. Although sa ibang bahagi naman po ng ating karagatan ay malaya naman po pinapayagan ng Philippine Coast Guard ang mga maliliit na sasakyang pandagat na pumalaot sa araw na ito. Samantala po, meron po tayong binabantayan o meron po tayong binabantayan na sirkulasyon ng hangin o namumuong sama ng panahon outside the Philippine area of responsibility. At sa ngayon po, base sa ating latest analysis, ay malaki po ang tsansa na mag-upgrade pa ito o mag-intensify pa into a tropical depression or tropical storm category. Sa ngayon ay wala po itong direktang epekto sa ating landmass o sa anumang bahagi ng ating kalupaan, subalit pina-advise po natin sa ating mga kababayan na mag-antabay po sa magiging latest update po ng Pag-asa ukol dito. Yan muna ang update mula dito sa Pag-asa. Ito po si Lori de la Cruz. Maraming salamat.
And of course, for our exclusive content on Dam Water Level Report, here is Mr. Danny D. Flores.
Magandang umaga, Jel, sa iyong tagapakinig sa DOSTv. Si Danny Flores mula sa Hydromet Division ng Pag-asa, nag-uulat sa mga dams natin minumonitor sa umagang ito. As of 6 o'clock this morning, ang ating Angat Dam ay tuloy pa rin sa pagbaba. Inasahan natin na tuloy itong bumaba. Yung ating Magat Dam, doon sa may Isabela, sa kapaloob siya sa Cagayan River Basin, tuloy-tuloy ang pagbaba niya in general, Jel. Pero inasahan natin na itong araw na to, magle-level low pa lang siya, hindi pa siya bumaba sa critical low. Pantabangan Dam naman dito sa Karanglan, Nueva Ecija, tuloy-tuloy siya sa pagtaas, inaasahan natin na mag-level off siya within the day and eventually magre-recede siya during 24 hours. Ang ating San Roque Dam, San Manuel, Pangasinan, napapansin natin na tuloy-tuloy ang kanyang pagtaas, so we expect na tutuloy pa siya and then we'll level off during the end of the day, during 24 hours. So sa ngayon, wala na tayo mga flood advisories dito sa Luzon kasi wala naman ang ulan. So mula dito ulit sa HMD, Hydromet Division ng Pag-asa, Danny Flores nag-uulat.
Alamin ang latest na mga proyekto ng DOST para sa mamamayang Pilipino. Alamin dito sa DOSTv Flash Report. Following the successful international conference on nuclear security, enhancing global efforts held in Vienna, Austria in July 2013, the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, is organizing a second conference in this area. The International Conference on Nuclear Security, Commitments and Actions, at its headquarters in Vienna, Austria from 5 to 9 of December 2016. This second international conference on nuclear security will not only provide a timely global forum in which the progress made in strengthening nuclear security worldwide can be reviewed and future developments discussed. Its results will also serve as important input for the preparation of the IAEA's next nuclear security plan, which will cover the period of 2018 to 2021. In relation with this, IAEA is inviting students and early career professionals aged 35 years and under to submit an innovative and original essay on the future of nuclear security, commitments, and actions. To inspire essay topics, applicants may choose to refer to the conference webpage for a list of high-level themes and technical session subjects for the conference. The essay should be 2,500 words and under. 3 winners will be presented with cash prizes of €2,000 and a certificate signed by the Director General of the IAEA. In addition, all 3 winners will receive flight tickets, accommodation, and daily living expenses to attend and present their papers at the international conference in Vienna, Austria. The essays will be posted on the IAEA conference website with a link on the IAEA conference app for the duration of the conference. The Food and Nutrition Research Institute of the Department of Science and Technology and Goldilocks Bake Shop, Incorporated, partnered in promoting the Pinggang Pinoy through the development of Sarap Pinggang Pinoy meals. Sarap Pinggang Pinoy meal is a first-of-a-kind healthy eating advocacy intended for patrons of a well-known Philippine bake shop and fast food establishment. This meal is now available in all Goldilocks Bake Shop Incorporated branches in Luzon. Goldilocks branches in Visayas and Mindanao will also offer Sarap Pinggang Pinoy meal very soon. The Sarap Pinggang Pinoy meal is based on the FNRI's Pinggang Pinoy, the newly developed food guide that is easy to understand. It is a simple guide that shows the proportion of Go, Grow, and Glow foods to maintain a healthy body. The Pinggang Pinoy can be used as a guide when eating outside. Let us all practice healthy eating while eating out. Go for Sarap Pinggang Pinoy meal! Samantala, good science and technology news mula sa Philippine Council for Industry, Energy and Emerging Technology Research and Development or PSURD ng DOST. The High Precision Telescope or HPT, one of the 4 cameras on board Diwata-1, the Philippines' first microsatellite for scientific Earth observation, has successfully captured various images during the satellite's test phase. The camera is able to capture images with a ground resolution of 3 meters at nadir or lowest point, which is the highest resolution attained by a macrosatellite in the 50 kilograms class. This was disclosed by the Advanced Science and Technology Institute or DOST-ASTI and the University of the Philippines Diliman, which have been collaborating with Japan's Hokkaido and Tohoku universities for the operation of Diwata-1. Ang mga makikita po nating larawan ay ang comparison ng mga imaheng nakuhanan ng HPT ng Diwata-1 at ng Operational Land Imager or OLI ng American Earth Observation Satellite Landsat 8. The ground resolution of Landsat 8 OLI is 30 meters. Landsat 8 has a launch mass of about 2,600 kilograms. The photo on the left shows the RGB composite or normal color images taken by Diwata-1's HPT at 9:07 a.m. Philippine Standard Time on 19th of May 2016. And photo on the right shows Landsat 8's OLI at 10:06 on 21 of May 2016 in PHT. The images shows portions of Dumingag, Zamboanga, a mountainous area in Mindanao. The OLI image with a 30-meter ground resolution can identify only rough structures of the mountain, but the detailed geographical features are unclear. On the other hand, the Diwata-1's HPT image can clearly identify trees, rock surface, mountain paths, river, and some man-made objects. Ayon sa PSURD, mas magiging madaling makikita ang mga lugar na apektado ng natural at man-made disasters tulad ng baha at sunog nang dahil sa mas malilinaw na imaheng nakukuha mula sa HPT camera ng Diwata-1. Maalalang isa sa mga misyon ng HPT ay matukoy ang lawak ng posibleng pinsala mula sa mga natural hazard tulad ng bagyo. Samantala, ang mga nakikita natin ngayong larawan ay ang comparison ng false color images ng isang urban area sa Florida, United States na nakuha na ng HPT ng Diwata-1 at 7:48 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time noong 30th of June 2016 at ng OLI ng Landsat 8 respectively. Binuo ang false color images upang mabigyang diin ang pagkakaiba ng vegetation at ng iba pang bagay gamit ang tatlong magkakaibang bands. The photo on the left is an image constructed by stitching 6 successive images captured by Diwata-1's HPT camera with 1-second intervals as a successful demonstration of the target pointing capability of Diwata-1. The microsatellite was able to capture 6 images of the focused area with field of view of 2 kilometers by 1.5 kilometers, even though it was orbiting the Earth with a velocity of 7.7 kilometers per second at an altitude of 400 kilometers. Makikita na ang mga gusali at kalsada ay malinaw na, maikukumpara sa mga vegetation sa mga HPT image, habang ang ganitong features ay hindi malinaw sa OLI image. Pishard also mentioned that the ability of the Diwata 1's HPT camera to take pictures of places even outside the country is a good indication that we can attain one of the objectives of our microsatellite development program, which is to be able to share and exchange images among a group or constellation of microsatellites with our neighboring countries for mutual benefit. Ibig sabihin nito, Diwata 1 images top its counterpart, o hindi ba bongga? Talagang iba ang Pinoy technologies. Kaya naman, congratulations at mabuhay ang Diwata. Tumutok lang sa DOSTv for more science and technology news.
The Philippines became a member state of the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, in 1958. The Philippines has been a solid and productive partner in the realization of the IAEA's Atoms for Peace program. At the center of this fruitful cooperation for more than half a century is the Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, or PNR. PNRI scientists are developing precision farming methods using radioisotopes and stable isotope tracers such as nitrogen-15. Precision farming methods are undertaken to determine the right amount and proper timing of fertilizer application at different growth stages of staple food crops such as rice and corn. Soil moisture neutron probe and other related techniques are being used to optimize irrigation scheduling, while carbon-13 and oxygen-18 isotopes are used to evaluate and assess the effectiveness of different irrigation technologies. Results show that better practices can increase fertilizer utilization up to 70%. Appropriate irrigation scheduling can improve crop water use efficiency and minimize losses by around 25%. These will serve as bases for updating the decades-old recommended levels of fertilizer and water inputs in agricultural production. The preliminary findings are being shared to the project's beneficiaries and stakeholders, local government units in the nearby provinces and municipalities, and other farmer cooperators. PNRI scientists have developed plant growth promoters, or PGPs, from radiation processed natural polymers such as carrageenan and chitosan. Results of initial pot experiments on mung bean and peanut showed that the PGPs from irradiated carrageenan and chitosan increased the crop yield by 200 to 300%. Field experiments are currently being conducted at Cagayan Valley Research Center in Isabela Province with promising results. Field testing on rice sprayed with PGPs resulted in plants showing no signs of rice tungro disease infection. The field test was conducted at the University of the Philippines, Los Baños in Laguna Province. Through radiation technology and mutation breeding, PNRI conducts studies on improving the quality of adlai. Adlai is a tall grain-bearing tropical plant from the same family as rice and corn, which grows abundantly in the country and may also serve as an alternative staple food. Results of PNRI studies show that the plant height of irradiated adlai decreased by up to 1 meter, making them more resistant to lodging caused by strong winds and typhoons. Gamma irradiation can also be used to control the population of various pests that damage agricultural crops and serve as carriers of viruses and diseases. These problems are even more prevalent in tropical countries such as the Philippines. PNRI scientists previously used the sterile insect technique, or SIT, against fruit flies that infest export fruits like mangoes. The Institute later expanded its applications to help mitigate the perennial dengue problem in the Philippines. A stock colony of Aedes aegypti was established at the PNRI laboratory as a source of test insects for various experimental tests, leading to the development of SIT against the dengue mosquito vector. Around 39 nuclear medicine facilities in the Philippines are licensed by PNRI. These facilities use technetium-99m and other radioisotopes for diagnosis of the state of health of various human organs and treatment of certain diseases. Through its newly established technetium-99m generator facility, PNRI paves the way for cheaper and more available supplies of radiopharmaceuticals in the country. This facility was established with IAEA technical assistance. The local production of technetium-99m will save the medical industry up to around 20% of the average cost for imported technetium radiopharmaceuticals. PNRI has been recently licensed by the Food and Drug Administration to operate the facility. Proposals are also being considered to make technetium-99m available at subsidized costs to government hospitals and charity patients. Medical cyclotron facilities enable the local production of medical isotopes which serve as tracers in positron emission tomography or PET imaging. PET imaging is used to diagnose various oncological, neurological, and cardiovascular diseases. The first medical cyclotron in the country was set up in 2001 at St. Luke's Medical Center as an in-house facility. With technical assistance from the IAEA, PNRI coordinated a task force composed of private and government sectors to set up the second medical cyclotron facility in the Philippines. The cyclotron was recently established by the private sector in cooperation with the National Kidney and Transplant Institute. The centralized medical cyclotron facility will allow PET-CT imaging to be more accessible to several hospitals and can even halve the cost of these procedures. This facility will further modernize nuclear medicine in the country. Aside from surgery and chemotherapy, radiotherapy is another method for treating cancer through the application of ionizing radiation. PNRI monitors about 36 radiotherapy hospitals and medical centers in the Philippines to maintain the required level of safety and security according to IAEA standards. The nuclear medicine and radiotherapy professionals, through their respective professional societies, are participating in the IAEA Quantum and Quattro projects to enhance quality of procedures and patient care, and ultimately nuclear safety. Quantum stands for Quality Assurance in Nuclear Medicine, while Quattro is Quality Assurance Team for Radiation Oncology. Harmful algal blooms, also known as red tide, has always caused damage to the health and business of fishing communities and consumers alike. A a problem that makes an archipelago such as the Philippines especially vulnerable. In 2005 and in 2010, IAEA designated the PNRI as a collaborating center in harmful algal bloom studies. The Institute engaged in research and development on receptor binding assay, or RBA, which has been approved by the Association of Official Analytical Chemists International in 2011 as the analytical tool for paralytic shellfish poisoning. The PNRI is transferring the RBA technology to the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources as an alternative to mouse bioassay. In cooperation with the University of the Philippines Marine Science Institute, PNRI currently undertakes various researches on harmful algal blooms, shares its expertise, and accepts trainees from other IAEA member states. Stable isotope ratio mass spectrometry is used for analyzing the geographic and botanical origin of samples, as well as the methods and mechanisms used for their production. In 2008, PNRI established its own isotope ratio mass spectrometer, or IRMS laboratory. The IRMS laboratory facilitates many of PNRI's environmental research involving water resources and drainage basin studies, and for the precision farming project to measure fertilizer and water uptake by plants. The IRMS facility is also used for the analysis of food and other samples to determine their provenance or origin. PNRI's IRMS facility made isotope analytical services cheaper and more accessible to local researchers. The PNRI and the Bureau of Soils and Water Management, or BSWM, used the stable isotope technique to trace the sources of pollutants entering the Manila Bay from the Pampanga River Basin. The mixing models reveal that domestic and cropland sources contributed dominantly in the pollution along the Pampanga River Basin leading to Manila Bay. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources is again contracting PNRI and BSWM to replicate the study with the 3 other river basins discharging into the bay to get a complete picture of the pollution loading in the Manila Bay. The PNRI has been using radiation from the Cobalt-60 facility since the late 1980s with successful results. The Cobalt-60 irradiation facility has been used in the sterilization of medical devices, packaging materials and pharmaceuticals, decontamination of cosmetic raw materials, spices, dehydrated vegetables and herbal products, extension of shelf life of food, and quarantine treatment of fruits and vegetables. The present multi-purpose irradiation facility is now being used on a semi-commercial scale. The new 2.5 MeV electron beam facility at PNRI is capable of delivering higher dose rates, thus widening the applications of radiation processing, such as radiation cross-linking and polymer grafting. The establishment of the electron beam facility in the Philippines received financial support from the IAEA and the Japanese and U.S. governments under the Peaceful Utilization Initiative. The PNRI received counterpart funds from the Department of Science and Technology, Grants in Aid, and the national government for the facility. To help enhance the export competitiveness of Philippine super mangoes, PNRI has developed a quarantine treatment using gamma irradiation against the mango pulp weevil. Based on PNRI's research studies, a minimum radiation dose of 165 gray is enough to make the adult mango weevil sterile, providing sufficient quarantine security for the Philippine mangoes. The quarantine treatment was already published as a final rule in the United States Federal Register in October 2014. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has also recently expanded the weevil-free areas in the country beyond Guimaras Island, finally allowing more Philippine mango exports to enter the United States. In collaboration with the Bureau of Plant Industry, PNRI will also play a major role in implementing the quarantine treatment through the upgrading of its semi-commercial irradiation facility. As the national nuclear regulatory body, the PNRI formulates rules and regulations on the safety and security of atomic energy facilities and radioactive materials. The PNRI grants licenses to industrial, commercial, medical, educational, and training sectors for authorization to use, possess, produce, store, sell, transport, or import radioactive materials. The Philippines continues to participate in the international effort to address nuclear security and prevent nuclear terrorism under the Global Threat Reduction Initiative and Megaports Initiative. In support of the Megaports Initiative, radiation portal monitor systems were installed at the ports of Manila and Cebu to detect, deter, and prevent illicit trafficking of nuclear and other radioactive materials. The monitoring systems were donated through a memorandum of intent between the U.S. and the Philippine governments under the Megaports Initiative of the U.S. Department of Energy. To ensure sustainability, the European Union is donating a radiation portal monitor and other equipment for training of port operators and Bureau of Customs personnel. PNRI operates the only centralized radioactive waste management facility for low-level radioactive wastes in the country. This provides for the treatment and temporary storage of immobilized, disused radioactive sources and other waste packages for interim storage. A project on conditioning spent high-activity radioactive sources was conducted in cooperation with the South African Nuclear Energy Corporation and the IAEA. This project was undertaken to ensure safe and secure management of these sources in a long-term storage container, reducing radiation levels at the surface and eliminating the risk of overexposure and possible covert action. PNRI is evaluating a site for the final disposal of low and intermediate level wastes. The site evaluation is being undertaken with other government agencies. The Institute envisions to co-locate a near-surface radioactive waste facility with the IAEA recommended BOSS facility for disused sources. The PNRI Nuclear Training Center conducts training courses, seminars, and workshops for various groups and sectors on capability building in the field of nuclear science and technology. The training courses tackle on the applications of nuclear S&T and on radiation and nuclear safety. Laboratories and facilities of the different research units in PNRI are made available to the trainees, in addition to arrangements made with other private companies, government agencies, universities, and hospitals. PNRI also conducts training courses on non-destructive testing in cooperation with the Philippine Society for Non-Destructive Testing. The PNRI Nuclear Training Center has been accredited by Lufthansa Technique Philippines as an NDT training service provider per European standard EN 4179. The IAEA has selected the Philippines as one of the pilot countries in launching an outreach program on nuclear science and technology for secondary schools. This project is being undertaken through the collaboration of the PNRI and the Quezon City Division of City Schools of the Department of Education. The IAEA develops a compendium of resources and activities for use by high school teachers and students. The compendium will be tailored to the flow of DepEd's K-12 basic education curriculum, such that it may touch on the basics of nuclear science and its applications. Like the atom that is filled with great energy and potential, the future prospects of nuclear science and technology in the Philippines remain bright as day as the country continues to cooperate with the IAEA through its contributions in agriculture, industry, health and medicine, environmental protection, nuclear safety, and safeguards and security. It is PNRI's mandate to continue serving as the beacon for the country as it moves forward with nuclear science and technology.
Located at the foothills of Mount Makiling, Los Baños, Laguna, is the Forest Products Research and Development Institute, or FPRDI, an agency under the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST. For almost 60 years now, FPRDI has been committed to finding and improving the uses of wood and non-wood products harvested from the Philippine forests and plantations. During the golden era of Philippine forestry in the 1960s through the mid-1970s, FPRDI's remarkable support to the large wood-based industries made it one of Asia's leading forestry research organizations. These industries included the country's top exporting sectors then: logs, lumber, pulp and paper, and veneer and plywood. In fact, FPRDI was the first agency to establish a pulp and paper research and training center in Southeast Asia. But the rapid destruction of the country's natural forest from the mid-1970s through the 1990s prompted FPRDI to refocus its research thrusts on industrial tree plantation species and non-wood forest products to expand the Philippines' raw materials for the forest-based industries. The main users of these resources, the furniture, handicraft, and builders' woodwork makers, remain among our country's major export earners. The new raw materials come from lesser-used tree species such as tuog and binwang. Industrial tree plantation species examples of which are Gemelina and mahogany. Non-wood resources like bamboo, rattan, coconut, vines, and bast fibers, plus a wide range of native plants and agricultural wastes which are valued sources of fiber, resins, essential oils and incense, fuel, flavorings, shelter, furnishings, ornaments, and natural chemical products such as dyes, adhesives, finishes, and preservatives. Helping the forest-based industries means continuously finding ways to maximize usage of these alternative raw materials and processing them into high-value-added products. Today, FPRDI is an ISO-accredited organization committed to its mandates of conducting research and development on wood and non-wood forest and related products, transferring technologies, and providing technical services and training on the processing and utilization of forest-based raw materials. To attain its vision of being a center of excellence in its field, FPRDI has put in place two technical divisions, the Materials Science Division, or MSD, and the Technology Innovation Division, or TID, with support from the Technical Services Division, or TSD, the Planning Staff, and the Finance and Administrative Division. MSD studies the inherent properties of wood and non-wood forest products, their anatomy and botanical classification, their physical, mechanical, and chemical properties, their durability against wood-destroying pests such as termites and fungi, and their structural properties, or how suitable they are as affordable and eco-friendly construction materials. On the other hand, TID aims to find ways to improve the inherent properties of wood and non-wood materials and convert them into higher value products using mechanical, thermal, and chemical processing. Mechanical processing includes sawmilling, drying, and machining. Chemical processing covers preservation and application of dyes and finishes. FPRDI also studies how to improve composites or panel products and how to generate solid, liquid, and gaseous fuels from agroforest wastes. To assist its clients compete better in the local and global markets, FPRDI likewise operates testing laboratories for furniture, pulp and paper, and plywood. The pulp and paper, veneer and plywood, and furniture testing labs are accredited under ISO 17025-2005. The physics and mechanics, chemistry and structural testing labs will also pursue accreditation by ISO. These testing services aim to assure its clients that their products meet international standards. To make sure that the fruits of its labor reach the forest-based communities and industries, FPRDI relies on its extension arm, the Technical Services Division, or TSD. TSD assesses the impact of FPRDI installed technologies on the adopters and other beneficiaries, facilitates, monitors, and evaluates the technical and financial assistance packages given to clients, including manpower training, establishes the financial and market viability of FPRDI technologies, helps researchers protect their intellectual properties, and packages FPRDI information for varied client groups. Indeed, since its founding in 1957, FPRDI has helped write one success story after another among many beneficiaries of its technical assistance. The Dumalinaw, Zamboanga del Sur-based wood tech builders is among the latest adopters of FPRDI's furnace-type lumber dryer, or FTLD. It first acquired a 25,000 board foot capacity FTLD in 2010, followed by a 40,000 board feet capacity unit in 2013 to meet the market demand for cone-dried wood products in Cebu and Zamboanga. Soon to be built is another dryer to complement the first two. Today, 90% of the solid panel doors, moldings, lumber, and other KD wood products produced by its factory are shipped to Cebu, which used to be the company's source of the same products pre-FTLD. Woodtech Builders has evolved into a multi-million enterprise with an annual gross sales of 13 million pesos. The wooden pallet industry can benefit from the Institute's Furnace-Type Heat Treatment Facility, or FHTF. This can provide the heat needed to kill insects and other pests infesting wood packaging materials, or WPMs, such as wooden pallets. WPMs made of unprocessed wood are vulnerable to pest attacks and can introduce and spread pests from one country to another. Compared with methyl bromide, or MB fumigation, heat treatment using the FHTF is an ecologically safe way of obtaining the International Plant Protection Convention marks for WPMs. Heat treatment time is 5 hours, which will only cost 6 pesos and 68 centavos per pallet using a 10,000 board foot capacity FHTF, or 46% cheaper than MB fumigation. Meanwhile, the Ilocos Norte Electric Cooperative, or INEC, relies on FPRDI's high-pressure sap displacement, or HPSD, method to treat their poles on site. HPSD has shortened the waiting period for the poles, thus facilitating connection to the power grid in the province. With the available electricity, all barangays in Ilocos Norte now enjoy economic development and improved quality of life. The HPSD has also generated for INEC at least 22 million pesos in savings for pole treatment. In the next 5 years, FPRDI will focus on the following goals: to develop more efficient cone dryers, to find ways to maximize the use of every part of the bamboo, to process natural rubber exudates and old rubber trees into high-value products, to find more profitable ways of using industrial tree plantation species, to optimize the use of abaca fiber for paper and other high-end products, and to help reduce poverty among the forest-based communities and industry workers. As FPRDI moves towards its 60th year, the hurdles confronting the Institute and its clients are many and daunting. The local forest industries are bogged down by fluctuating global economies, in addition to the usual concerns: limited supply of raw materials and tough competition from neighboring Asian countries. The men and women of FPRDI, however, choose to see these problems as opportunities for growth. All the setbacks notwithstanding, the Philippines remains one of the most biodiverse countries in the world in terms of non-wood forest products. Filipino craftsmen continue to shine worldwide for their creativity, innovativeness, and skilled workmanship. These, plus other indicators, tell us that the forest-based industries remain viable and still have a lot of room to grow. And for as long as they need us, we at FPRDI, with the help of our friends, are committed to bringing viable solutions to our clients in the forest-based industries, communities, and the public.
Bago po tayo magpatuloy sa ating broadcast for today, nais lamang po namin batiin ang buong DOSTv team for a successful NSTW coverage last week. Kahit medyo mahirap ang kanilang pinagagawa, ready to roll and always smiling pa rin sila. At enjoy na enjoy sila, kaya naman good job DOSTv team!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hay nako, eto talagang si Juna kung saan-saan naman pumupunta. At mukha naman nag-e-enjoy ka dyan. Pero mag-ingat ka dyan, Juna ha. Magkikita pa rin tayo mamaya.
Wala na! Nawala! Ay, nako!
Diyos. One, two, three. Talagang dinirect sarili. Ay nako, pataas na ng pataas ang excitement sa paligid. Si Juna kaya kamusta na? Sorry. Nakipagpesta na rin kaya siya? Ay nako, Juna, kamusta ka na dyan? Mga ka-forever, let's find Juna! Sorry na. Good job, guys! At gold medal para sa inyo. Cheers sa inyo mga susunod na adventures. And congratulations at tuloy-tuloy lang ang kasiyahan. Ang bansa natin ay isa sa mga bansa na napabilang sa listahan ng most disaster-prone countries sa buong mundo. Hindi na tayo nawawala ng sakuna sa buong taon, be it rains, typhoons, storms, and worst, earthquake o lindol. At dahil dito, the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology of PHIVOLCS is further pushing the frontiers of technology to help better build resilience to earthquakes nationwide. At sa katunayan, kamakailan lang ay may inilunsad silang mobile phone application na tinawag na Fault Finders. This application will provide the distance between its users or the IT users and the Philippine faults nearest them or their villages. Ito ay ginawa ng PHIVOLCS for us to increase our awareness and preparation kapag may sakuna tulad ng lindol. Para lalo pa nating maintindahan ang usapin na ito, panoorin po natin ang docu na handog para sa inyo.
Yung mga napuntahan namin are not the common places that most people who love to travel goes to
less
or
beaten
reach
paths.
yun.
Yung dangers. Kasi habang nandun ka sa slope, steep slope na gano'n, tapos biglang lilindol na gano'n, so mapipil mo siya. Kasi nangyari yan sa amin, isa sa mga fieldworks namin. So habang nag-interview kami ng kapitan sa Bohol, and kahit kung saan negros natin. So habang nag-interview kami, nag-educate, biglang lumilindol. So, yun yung mga dangers din.
Actually, yung word na fault finder, ang nag-coin yan kasi is yung director namin. So, si Sir Renato, si director. Kaya niya tinawag na fault finder kasi kami yung naghahanap ng mga active faults. So, totoo lang, marami kaming ginagawa. So, hindi lang yung paghahanap ng fault o pagmamapa. So, pero ang main na ginagawa nga namin is yung mapping ng fault at saka iba pang hazards na related sa earthquake. Minsan, nadadamay din sa volcano. So, day to day, sa isang taon na lang, pag-usapan natin, sa isang taon may mga projects kami, kailangan namin produce kunyari ng hazard map sa isang area. So, kung fault hazard dyan, so yun yung focus namin. Kailangan siyang matapos. So, from start, yung aming method, simulan yan hanggang sa matapos siya at i-approve at saka ilabas sa tao.
Halimbawa sa field, no? Mag-field work kami. Halimbawa, may lindol na nangyari. Tapos papadala kami doon. Nakikita kasi namin yung fears din ng mga tao, yung takot nila. So, kailangan namin, parang it's not just yung physical side, yung science side na ginagampanan namin. sa field, especially kapag may mga lindol. Pero yung social science side na kailangan mo silang parang i-allay yung fears nila and kailangan mo silang kausapin personally na huwag kayong matakot, ganito lang po yung nangyayari sa kalupaan natin. Ganun. So kailangan mong yung science part na technical part, kailangan mong ibahagi sa kanila such that maiintindihan nila in a layman at mawawala yung takot nila. Or kung hindi man mawala, ma-minimize yung takot nila. So, yan, isa yan sa mga challenges. Hindi man siguro sobrang hirap, pero it's really one of the challenges that we face pag nandun kami sa field work, especially pag may mga emergency situations.
Ito yung may event na may earthquake na, may earthquake. Pero
So, parang may quick response.
at least ito, alam mo, talagang dangerous andyan yung lindol, may aftershock. Pero iba pa yung hirap ng before, preparing the hazard maps pa lang. So, iba yung, kung nandito lang kami sa opisina, okay lang. Kasi aircon, sige, interpret, maduduling ka lang. Pero yung yung pag lumabas na kami ng field, kasi we just don't stop with, eto na, na-interpret na namin. We have to go to the field and verify.
Ang fault ay yung Tagalog mo, biyak siya yung bitak sa lupa. Meron pa yung bitak na pinag-uusapan natin, malalim yan. So yun yung parang yung weak ng part ng earth natin, kung saan nagbabanggaan yung dalawang parte ng ground together or nagbabanggaan, may naghiwalay, tapos meron nag-slide naman.
Kumbaga, nagkikis-kisan. Nagkikis-kisan yung mga bato. So, yung fault na sinasabi, hindi talaga siya yung, di ba, yung pag naririnig kasi ng mga tao, fault finder, parang you're being critical or something. Pero sa amin, in a geological sense, naghahanap kami ng mga, kumbaga, weak zones sa Earth.
Na pwedeng maging source ng earthquake.
Sa ngayon kasi, para lang malaman ng ibang tao, ang ngayon, ang sanay ang public, ang mga madla, is to look at Google Earth images. Kasi nakikita na nila yung bukungan ng bahay nila, yung kalsada. Pero noong time na wala pa itong Google Earth at wala pa tayo access sa internet and all of this sa mga digital na mga imaging, ang ginagamit talaga is topographic map. Ito, naka-reflect dito yung contour or yung elevation ng lupa natin. Tapos sa mga marunong makaintindi nito, ang mga sundalo, kami sa mapping, I think civil engineers, geological engineers, marunong sila umintindi nito. Alam namin kung alin yung mataas na lugar, alin yung flat, alin yung mukhang may deformation, etc. So, doon namin pinaplot yung mga nai-interpret namin from satellite imageries or mga aerial photos. Yung aerial photos, ito yung basehan ng paggawa ng topographic maps natin noon. Ngayon, pag na-interpret na namin to, nalapatan na namin ng tamang mga hazards, lalabas na yung hazard map natin. Pero ang base map namin na ginagamit, yung topographic maps. Pero minsan naman, pwede mong ipatong yung hazards. Ngayon, ginagawa namin minsan sa satellite imageries, pwede namin overlay. Kasi nga, meron na tayong GIS. Pero nung unang panahon, yung mga mas matanda, yung mga sila director, yung panahon nila, ang ginagawa nila, talagang hand-drawn yung maps. So, from yung hazard maps, hand-drawn nila, pero ang basis nila, topographic maps na ginagawa ng NAMRIA. So,
Well, basically, yung topographic map, siya yung parang flat na sa papel, representation ng mga elevation natin sa Earth. So, pag naging hazard maps na yan, nandun na yung fault, kung fault hazard ang pinag-usapan natin. Nandun na yung, kunyari, liquefaction o yung ground shaking, ipinapatong na doon. So, yun yan.
Parang mas madaming ginagawa kasi sa desktop before going to the field. Kasi
Dapat
i-interpret mo na siya eh. So sa map, meron ka nang mapoproduce na active fault map. And then, kailangan mo lang siyang i-verify dun sa field kung nag-exist ba talaga itong landform na to. Totoo ba na merong yung river ay offset. I-verify mo siya sa field.
para din lang, mas maintindihan, paano namin hinahanap. Kunyari nangyari na ito years years, hundreds of years ago or mga recurrence interval. Ang active fault kasi, pag gumalaw siya, di ba yung tinatawag na bumibitak sa ibabaw ng lupa, ground rupture yung term natin or surface rupturing, nag-iiwan to ng langat. So through time, kung hindi na modify yung ground, makikita pa rin dapat namin yung kumbaga sa tao may peklat siya. So yun, makikita namin yung scar minsan na tawag. So yun yung hinahanap namin sa field ng mga evidence. Minsan naman, kunyari ang ilog, alam natin ang ilog nag-flow dire-diretso lang siya. Tapos sa mapping namin desktop, merong mga parallel rivers na mapapansin mo, unusually, lahat sila pumaling sa kaliwa. Pero may pattern na kilometers away ng mamapa mo, may pattern sila. So yun yung mga tinitingnan namin sa field. Hinahanap namin yung mga evidence na yun. Pag nakita namin siya, okay, alam na natin, nandiyan siya, solid yan, approve na tayo, go, ganun. Tapos na siya.
Pero meron pa isang yung fault finder dito, yung mga geophysical method naman ginagamit. So yung sila may mga instrumento. So yung instrumento na to parang induced na acoustic wave, induced na seismic wave, tapos parang ano siya, kung baga sa instrumento na ginagamit ng doktor, para siyang x-ray. Ine-x-ray niya ilalim ng lupa. So kasi kunyari sa ibabaw, so, yung surface, kami pinag-aaralan namin surface. Pero pag hindi na siya kita, minsan gagamitan ng instrumento. Yun. So yung isang ibang group yun sa amin, pero still, fault pa rin yung hinahanap nila.
Nung ako nandito, 1989. Tapos nagsimula ako bilang officer dito, that was 2002. Tapos itong subdivision nagko-consist ng 599 houses. Each house merong 6 na household. 2002 to 2004, hindi pa namin nakikita yung mga fault lines na yan. Parang lumabas lang siya noong 2009, mga ganyan. 2009, nakita namin medyo nagbibitak-bitak na yung kalsada. Hindi pa siya bumababa. Tapos, noong that was 2000, hindi ako sigurado 2010, mga ganon. Nakita namin medyo nag-iba na ang ng kalsada, medyo bumaba na. Tapos, that was the time na meron na nagpupunta dito para isa-isa ng mga CNN, Tingnan namin yung mga bahay. Doon namin nakita talaga na very, yung sira ng mga bahay. Tapos, doon nila nalaman na karugtong pala to ng West Valley Point. Ayan. Ano pa? Tapos, binisita nga namin yung mga parang duksong-duksong siya. Lahat ng magkakahilera ng each block. Tinatawag namin purok. Ngayon parang duksong-duksong na sila. Di ba? Duksong-duksong na sila. So, yun ang nalaman nga namin na merong ang fault line.
The valley fault system is an active fault. Alam natin na active fault siya. So, nababanggit-banggit na siya. Ang active fault na to, may ang klase ng paggalaw niya, tinatawag natin na right lateral, pa-horizontal. So, yan. Kunyari, ito yung fault, diba? Bitak sa lupa. So, kunyari, yan yung valley fault system sa isang side, West Valley Fault. Gumalaw siya. Ang klase ng paggalaw niya ay pupunta yung isang part ng block ng land to the right.
So, kung ito yung magkadugtong,
So, kung ito land, kunyari, ito yung kalsada, yung blue yung ilog. So, pag gumalaw siya, magiging right. Pero yung valley fault natin, may mga parte dyan na may kasamang pagbaba. Okay, sa field, simple lang talaga yung dala namin. Map, awing working map. So, kung nyari, i-trace ng fault, hahanapin lang namin sa field. Tapos mga gadgets, kailangan namin GPS, compass kami, camera, ganun kasimple lang yung bit-bit namin. Rangefinder, So, kung nakikita nyo, nagmamapping kami, lini-document namin sa mapa namin. Yung working map namin yung nakikita namin on the ground. Tapos, syempre kasama doon, nag-i-interview kami ng mga residents. Pagkatapos namin interview yung residents, minsan kinakausap namin sila, pinapaliwanagan kung ano yung nangyayari. So, it's all part na pag kami nag-field work, kahit saan kami mapunta, gano'n. So, mamapahin nyo, kausapin yung taga doon, tapos explain kung ano yung nangyayari. At saka yung ano yung ginagawa namin, yung purpose. So, basically, yung gano'n siya. Ano siya, ito fissure with, ito rin yung nag-coincide with phase ng fault natin. Fault and fissure group. Yung case na to, different to from the case ng mga nasa north na part ng Valley Fault, ng West Valley Fault. Kasi ito, meron siyang tinatawag natin na creep. So gumagalaw siya kahit wala yung ating, walang malaking lindol. Pero yung mga nasa north, yun yung parang pag gumalaw yun, may kasamang lindol, at usually malakas. Yung sinasabi namin na kapag yung structure nyo o yung bahay nakatayo sa fault, pag gumalaw yung fault, kasama yung bahay, gagalaw din siya.
Talagang magkakalindol na ulit. Galing dito yung magnitude 7.2. Ngayon, nakikita na natin yung deformation niya. Mas makikita natin yung sira. Masisira siya eventually. Pagka lumindol. Bukod sa may crack ito, masusundan mo yung crack galing sa labas. Dito siya tumutuloy, pero diretso siya dun sa poste. Parang ito na yung isa sa mga pundasyon or ano ng bahay pag mga posts na. So structurally, hindi na talaga safe.
Actually, yung nakikita natin dito, yung mga nakapatong sa fault, kunyari ito sa north part na wala tayong fissuring na nangyayari. Pagka nagkalindol at gumalaw yung fault na yun, ganito yung mangyayari doon. So, pwedeng ganito. Ang number one ano talaga dito, I think yung preparedness, preparedness. So that's why nagkakaroon kami information, education campaign.
For FIVOX part, it's more of a soft measure for FIVOX part. Pero yung iba, ang alam ko after the GMMA 2013 results, itong remapping, if you remember si DPWH, yung Ayala Bridge, di ba, sila retrofitting or inayos nila. So, unti-unti, may mga ganun na steps I think ever since lumabas din yung MMIers ng 2004. Unti-unti, may mga actions naman yung government. Minsan, tinatanong kami, how prepared are we? Hindi pa rin natin masabi kung ano. Kasi talagang pag andyan na yung malakas na pagyanig, magpapanik ang mga tao. Even kami. Malamang even kami.
Pero nga, yung earthquake drill, actually it's a good practice yun. Kasi parang practice na rin yan pag nagkaroon ng lindol. Doon mo maa-assess kung, ay okay, kulang pa kami ng mga tao sa ganito. Yung committee namin for the medics, kulang pa. Or yung mga tao hindi pa marunong mag-duck cover and hold. Doon nakikita sa earthquake drill eh. So after nung earthquake drill, mayroong assessment dapat yan. At nung next time na mag-earthquake drill, may improvement dapat from the last. So kaya nagiging regular halos yung earthquake drill natin. Para ma-improve. Kasi yung mga tao masanay doon sa gagawin nila. Practice siya. Konti lang kami sa mundo, kaya proud kami na at least gusto kami. And saka hindi siya yung skill kasi na after mong graduate ng college, ng geology course, alam mo na, hindi eh. You learn it through experience, through training. So I think we have gained yung ganong klaseng experience and training para masabi namin talaga na fault finder kami.
Finder talaga yun. Hindi ako yung geologist.
Especially, siguro being with peoples din. Kaya nagkaroon din ng yung credibility mo as a geologist or as a fault finder. Yun. Kasi otherwise, kung hindi ka naman related sa peoples, hindi ka nag-work dito sa peoples, so wala. I mean, hindi rin makikita yung work mo. So we're always attached to the mandates of peoples. That's why we're called fault finders, and we will be able to leave some legacy.
Siguro yung dedication. How proud are we? Oo, proud. Pero kasi, hindi mo gagawin to kung yun nga, hindi mo feeling na fulfillment. Tapos, kailangan siguro kung sa younger generation, sa feeling ko we have to see yung dedication nila. Kasi talagang tiyagaan talaga to yung pag-delineate, paglinya mo, hours and hours. Minsan inuubo ka na tumutulo na yung uhog mo, sinisip mo, ay may feel pa bukas. Nakatingin kang gano'n sa photo, nag-i-interpret ka, pero kailangan mo pa rin siyang gawin.
Pag sinabi namin na ganito yan, yung totoo yung sinasabi namin, may basis. Hindi dagi invento kami. Kaya yung mga umaaway sa amin, may fault dun sa kanila. Parang hindi naman po namin yan inimbento. No, that's facts, based on science.
At the end of the day, indirectly man, unlike yung mga search and rescue workers natin, sila yung direct andun sa scene. Indirectly, we know we're saving lives.
Mabuhay ang gawang Pinoy, mabuhay ang DOST, mabuhay ang FIVOX. It's better to be prepared and be safe, kaya lagi nating isa puso at isa isip ang pagiging handa sa mga ganitong sakuna. And there you have it mga ka-forever. That's it for our episode today. Pero bukas, samahan niyo ulit kami Mondays to Fridays, 11 a.m. to 12 noon. You can also visit our Instagram page, DOSTvPH, and our Facebook page, facebook.com/DOSTvPH. Kaya click na at mag-login para lagi tayong magkasama. Dahil weather lang ang laging nandyan, tag-araw man o tag-ulan, hindi nang iiwan kahit sino ka man. Kami ang DOSTv na laging nandyan, may bagyo man, kulog o kidlat, hindi namin kayo iiwan. Dahil laging tandaan, weather is forever.